A whale takes down a surfer, a bear breaks into a minivan, and a deer barges into a Noodles and Company just in time for lunch. You know, we humans really think we run the place here, just because we invented the internet and Doritos Locos Tacos. But our impact on the natural world, which is inhabited not just by John Gosselin, but everything from fish to alligators to swans, is pretty significant. Last October, a report from the World Wildlife Fund found that there's been a 69% drop on average of monitored populations of vertebrates since 1970. We're talking mammals, amphibians, reptiles, and fish. Some experts have come to call our modern age the Anthropocene. Since the impacts that human beings have had on the Earth is so profound, it deserves its own geologic time period. It should come as no surprise then, across different pockets of our human-dominated society, that wildlife appears to be waltzing in uninvited, saying, "Hey, I live here too, you know." So let's take a look at some fresh video of recent events to illustrate this point. Though before we do, take like 2 seconds and subscribe to @TheNewsRefresh here on YouTube. We cover all sorts of interesting stuff you might not know about, from the reasons that Facebook is being sued again, to fishermen dropping their fish into a sewer. Okay, let's start with lunch. This is hot video from Tuesday out of a Noodles and Company about an hour southeast of Madison, Wisconsin. Take note of the timestamp. It's about 7 minutes before noon, and the place is packed with a lunchtime crowd hungry for genre-spanning quick-serve pastas. As this guy and girl exchange some cash in the front of the line, the guy's attention, along with that of much of the restaurant, draws towards the front entrance, where a wild deer appears to be taking full advantage of the store's business hours. The restaurant starts to empty out, and this guy follows the deer with his arm, which darts behind a counter and heads into the kitchen. Our dear friend makes its way past a prep station, which really does not appear to be utilizing these pans despite being so busy, before the creature gravitates towards the garbage and bolts out a back exit door that an employee had opened up. Nobody was hurt during the deer's visit, but the entire restaurant did have to close and undergo a deep cleaning. But after it opened back up on Wednesday, it offered customers a special $2 mac and cheese. Buck, of course, means dollar or a male deer, while cheese means cheese. Now, if you think a deer making a lunch run isn't terribly wild, check out this video from North Carolina.
This just goes to show you, you never know what you're going to run into as a deputy sheriff.
This is body cam footage of police arriving at a mountain town in western North Carolina. They're peeking inside of this red van because there's a bear inside of it. Apparently, it's a mama bear who figured out how to get the door open. Unlike all those automatic van door Ubers where the driver always yells at me for doing it wrong. This cop says the windows inside were all fogged up, but they were able to make a positive ID.
Right when we saw the bear, all we saw was snout and eyes. It was looking right at us.
Just like you with the company rental car, the bears appear to have really trashed the inside of this vehicle. And since they broke the sliding door, cops had to use this rope to pull open the front door. Kind of like in one of those old-timey videos where a guy ties a string around his painful tooth and throws a book to remove it. Anyway, the gambit seems to work, as the mama bear dashes out of the driver's seat only to stick around nearby and stand up on her hind legs.
Didn't really know what to think at the moment. It's kind of a scary situation, but ended very well.
That's the moment the cops realize, oh yeah, it's a minivan, which means there are kids inside of it somewhere too. Soon after, cops are able to coax 2 cubs out of it, and they scamper off to reunite with their mom and another sibling, who was watching this whole thing from a tree.
You learned a valuable lesson. Just because you're out in the mountains and you don't think you need to lock your doors, you need to go ahead and lock your doors to your vehicles.
And if that seems harmless, here's a vehicle that can't keep animals away because it doesn't have a door. You're looking at a windsurfer off the Pacific coast of suburban Sydney, Australia. He's just surfing along. When, yeah, he's taken out by a whale.
I saw the head come out. Then I saw the rest of the body come out, and then I saw the whole thing above me, and at about that stage, I've got to be honest, I thought I was in trouble.
Here it is from another, less flattering angle for the whale. The 55-year-old windsurfer confirmed that, yeah, getting taken out by what's believed to be a whale calf is not very comfortable.
The whole time under the water, you can just feel the mass of it pressing against your body and pushing you down.
It turns out another guy happened to be filming the whole thing as well.
I thought, this is not going to be good.
The windsurfer was able to return to the surface after his arm strap snapped, which likely saved his life. Which is good, because for the rest of his days on Earth, he's probably going to be telling people,
Oh, whale.